I want to start by sharing a little story. A few months ago, I was with a friend, and I don't remember how it got brought up. This friend, someone I met at school from Los Angeles, but I mentioned that some of my friends from back home ended up going to trade school and becoming welders after graduating high school. This friend then proceeded to ask me what on earth welding was. For me, I think that was one of the first, dude, you really are in California moments. I think I just turned to him and was there's 100 things around you, just look at one of them, that was welded. But I guess I'm just sharing this because what has really surprised me about living and going to school and working in Silicon Valley is how out of touch a lot of people really are with the reality of what life is like for most people. And there seems to be kind of this constant attitude that if you're not a software engineer at Google or something like that, then you're not achieving much. And I really could not disagree more with this sentiment. And as such, the theme of my very short message today is whatever you are, be a good one. Albert Einstein said, education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. I think when the word education gets thrown around, people tend to nervously recall memories of tests about sine and cosine, grammar rules, and polyatomic ions. Odds are that in a couple of years from now, you will have forgotten 90% of these facts and formulas. And some of you graduating are dude, we're way past that point, I forgot everything 2 days ago. Some of you maybe never learned it. ChatGPT is really useful but I guess I don't even know what that is yet. So why do your teachers make you learn all this stuff that you may never use again? For the most part, I don't think it's just to be mean. If you think that education is simply memorizing a bunch of stuff, then I think you need to reevaluate your idea of what it means to truly learn. I came across this quote I really liked while I was preparing for this that I think sums up this idea perfectly. It says, education isn't just about learning to read, write, and do arithmetic at school. Instead, education is about gaining the knowledge and the skills needed to become a better person and create a better society to live in. A proper education sets people up to grow professionally, personally, and socially. It can awaken joy, curiosity, and a deep desire to solve problems and help others. For the most part, you weren't asked to solve trigonometry problems or write essays because that's what you'll be doing in your job every day. You did those things because they helped you develop critical thinking and problem-solving skills. One of my favorite classes that I took at Helena High was literature with Mr. Proctor. I'm a mathematician, so I really don't work on anything having to do with books or novels, but what I loved so much about these books that Mr. Proctor required us to read in his class was that they made me think about the world, society, and my own life in so many interesting and useful ways. I can't really remember the exact plot details of almost any of the books we read, but the framework of thinking that Mr. Proctor instilled in his students is still with me today. I think that we often fall into the trap of thinking that education will look the same for everyone. It's easy to get discouraged when learning certain things seems to come so much easier to others than us. Dr. Seuss famously said, "Everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid." Each person's educational journey will look different. If you want to be an electrician, then obviously your pathway to learning will be a lot different than someone who wants to be a doctor, mechanic, or musician. Don't be discouraged just because you may not be as good at some things as others. Everyone has unique skills and strengths. As I mentioned earlier, no career is inherently better than another or is guaranteed to make you more successful. Success depends entirely on how much effort you are willing to put towards becoming an expert at whatever you decide to go into.